Good morning, Cassie.
Good morning, Rhonda.
How are you doing today?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Amazing. And I know that you do such a good job of this. So here is the red carpet. Tell me what we're going to talk about today.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm super excited about sharing how quitting these trending strategies helped us simplify and scale and work our magical dream weeks, essentially giving the middle finger to the hype of hustle culture and so many things. So we're going to get in and dive in, and hopefully it is our intention to empower you to step away from some of these strategies that are sort of like that dark cloud of creating impossible success and really leaning into what you want, what aligns with how to support and grow your business and attract your dream customers.
Hey there, it's Rhonda Melogy. If you like what you're seeing, make sure to hit the subscribe button below so you know when I publish a new video, probably any minute now. This could be our whole business. Like literally, this topic right here could be our whole business because let's face it, when we talk about trending strategies, it's the thing that keeps us distracted. It's the thing that continues us on a consumption path versus action. And here is like the number one, the number one trending strategy is maybe you have an offer, maybe you've just launched, you've got maybe 10 customers and you want to go straight to ads.
Pour all your money in Facebook ads or paid traffic on insert platform name here. Yeah. That is, I think, especially coming from my background as a Facebook ads agency owner, that was a revolving conversation with many people who were contacting me about running Facebook ads. They had, a pretty solid system. They've created some results. They had generated cash flow. So they had proof of concept, but they were just ready for that make money in your sleep lifestyle. And the thing about that is it possible? Yes, absolutely. Right. But there are metrics and numbers to comfortably be consistently hitting in your business to not put you in feast or famine mode or making really high pressure, sometimes irrational decisions like a Hail Mary type of investment with pouring some of your like revenue into Facebook ads. It's not that it won't work. It's just the timing of where you're at in your business growth. It may not necessarily be that cliff that you need to jump off of right now.
Absolutely. I think, I've always come from the school of you really need to understand the thing before you hire out the thing. And a lot of times I see in posts where people are like, all right, I'm ready. Who do you recommend? Who do you recommend? Who do you recommend? And that's where they get into a situation where number one, they don't have business savings. Number one, it's not a positive cash flow. It probably is a Hail Mary, or that's the next step that they think that they need to take. And it doesn't go like they intended it to go. And so therefore it does not work. I have an offer now that is at least 3 years in. And finally, I had a call this morning with someone, and it's not even Facebook ads, but in that conversation, the realization of how mature my offer is now, having an organic strategy in place as well, which I did not have before, but then also using other platforms and how it really creates what you would call an ecosystem. At that point is when you want to amplify. And even I could even break down in terms of like this offer. It's not just slapping some things in a dashboard, whether it's Samcart, Teachable, Kajabi, I don't care what that is. It's also understanding your customer experience There are so many layers to that part as well, that until you truly optimize, meaning it's a beautiful flow, people are getting the result or the transformation that you promised, and it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like the fire drill going around the car at the stoplight. That is when we've optimized. And that, friends, that in and of itself could take a year, 2 years. Mine is now 3 years into it, where I know now and I'm truly confident. And I have my business savings, which business savings is a whole nother topic. And like
Yes.
positive cash
Yes, we have
flow.
that mapped out.
Yeah. Where I'm like, I will pay for data so that I can make an informed decision with the expert that I choose, who has a track record. That's when you go with ads. Let's not put the cart before the horse.
Yes. So I feel like you're really passionate about this.
I am.
So I know we're huge on sharing numbers and things like that, because Rhonda and I feel, it's not so much what's in our bank account. What matters is how our clients are winning. Right. But I just want to paint this picture. Like we're well into the multi six figures of a new offer.
Yeah.
Right. And with the business cash flow savings, to start looking at positioning these paid traffics and additional strategic processes, like not just outside of Facebook, like there's paid Pinterest ads, there's paid TikTok ads, there's ads on LinkedIn, there's virtually, like if a platform can make additional money, there's an ad option for you. But I just wanted to kind of pull that curtain back for everyone to see, like, we've been very patient, and we've been very intentionally patient, because that customer journey that Rhonda just mentioned 6 months ago, we could have poured gasoline on this, but instead we were like, you know what? We want to make sure and shore up a little bit more on this foundation and get more consistent results with our clients, because they're winning now. But what happens if the floodgates open and our attention goes somewhere else, and that affects their customer journey and their experience, right? So we started ratcheting up the customer journey and the experience. So we intentionally waited. And by doing that, now that we're investing in paid strategies, we can answer questions about our dream clients with our eyes closed and our both hands tied behind our back, because we know them so intimately. We have incredible testimonials that will lead out front with these paid ads. So we're not guessing. We're not spending multiple thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars guessing on the audiences that we're putting in front of these paid ads. So I just wanted to elaborate that, beyond the data and the things like that. Patience pays off a lot in this arena.
Which is then a perfect segue into our second point that we wanted to talk about, is to having the perfect funnel, the perfect website, the perfect sales page, the perfect insert whatever you want to insert there, like quitting the strategy of the perfect. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, Cassie, and how we started?
Heck yes, because at the date of recording of this episode, we are actually just a couple months shy of 1 year of making this first offer together. And our website hasn't even launched.
Let's drill down. We're going to have Melina on as a guest to talk about what that process was like. We started our partnership just like hand in hand. Let's go on an iPad on an airplane ride home. Let's get it started. Back in March, we actually we're ready for a website. What happened?
Well, that was Rhonda's like gung ho systems and processes. Like I'm writing the copy, I've got the headlines, and we started getting stuck because it was like, well, where are they coming in at? Where are they struggling? Right? Because at that point we didn't have our ecosystem of offers. We really just had the one mastermind offer, which was enough for us to say go on, that got us to the cash flow point and to make decisions and to start investing into other areas and things like that. That literally was the compass that guided us into what we were creating. But yeah, you were super, super pumped to have a website in March, which at that point would have been what, 4 or 5 months into the offer, where we were still we're getting amazing results. Like Rhonda and I, like hands down, we know we know what we're doing. Like Rhonda is fire when it comes to strategy, and I absolutely love it because then I just get to stay in my zone of genius and Rhonda takes care of the rest. It's just beautiful, right? So results wasn't an issue, but it was the balance of understanding exactly how we wanted to grow strategically, the type of emotional and energy balance that we wanted. And I would say it's dramatically different here where we are right now than it was just a handful of months ago.
Yes, and yes, and yes. I think that it's interesting and going down the I have okay, when it comes to a website, I have never given any value. I have always thought that if we're in a neighborhood, it's my address in a neighborhood. It's my address on the World Wide Web, right? And when I started thinking about we need a central location to bring everybody to, and then I'm just going to go ahead and give props. I am in love with Ashlyn Carter. I purchased at the end of last year. I kept saying, "Are you sure this is a good idea?" with Cassie. And she's like, "Yeah, it's a good idea. Are you sure?" Like I was on the fence up to the very end. And now, Ashlyn, and listen to this, please, and let me fangirl you. I've purchased every single Ashlyn Carter template, course. Copywriting for creatives was something that really helped me to understand copywriting for conversion for your website. So it is the copy dictates the design. And so if that's the case, then you really have to understand who you serve, how you serve them, and what that offer will transform the pain that they're in. And so everything that Cassie just said, we were working through all of that. She brings the fire strategy. I will put systems behind what she said, but we still couldn't articulate exactly that in words, in design, in a website. And literally, like I'm sitting at the DMV with my 16-year-old as he's going for his learner's permit, and we got the result from Alina. And I'm just like, literally like want to scream. I'm messaging Cassie because she captured everything that copy was saying, from the homepage to the about page to the services page to everything in between. But had we stopped in the beginning almost a year ago with, "Cassie, we need a website and it's got to have these brand colors, and let's do a mood board, and let's worry about the fonts, and we need a photo shoot." Friends, we did a photo shoot before we were partners, that those photos are now on the website. That's what Cassie will get like stuck on that. "I can't believe we did these pictures," because this was before
They were just for fun.
we were even together. And they're even on brand with like colors. I was completely uncomfortable doing them. And Cassie's like, "Do this pose, do this pose." And I just was not comfortable in any of it. But had we stopped, it would have been the friction point, and we wouldn't be where we are now to just like be ready to amplify, to use the word, to amplify with a paid strategy and have a home base that truly speaks to our dream customer. So now let's hit point 3.
Yes, I just want to put a little bit of a blurb in here so we
Okay.
can put in the description,
Okay.
because in sharing about Ashlyn and sharing about Melina, I want to communicate like our stand on, business investments and the importance of it. Like we have a whole episode dedicated to that. So we'll link it below in the comments and things like that, because those are also, I think it's fitting for what we're talking about, the, quitting certain trends in the industry. And just to kind of open loop that, like one of the biggest trends is I need to learn it myself. I need to go invest in a course. I need to go, I need to go do this. When really, um, it's allowing the expert to be the expert, to lean in and let go. Right. So that's all I'll say about that. Check out that episode below, and we'll get back on track. Rhonda, you ready to pull me back to the road?
Yeah, but I'll dovetail off that and then we'll get back on.
Okay.
In order for you to invest in the expert, you have to take the action. And I think that one of the things that our partnership together has done is really forced us every step of the way to take an action. Now, we evaluate that whether it's within the 3-day work week. We evaluate that is if it aligns with us. We evaluate if we want to do that thing, because we could do anything, right? As entrepreneurs, we can do anything. But what is like what is our business philosophy? How does that align? And how does that filter through what our ultimate goal is, right? And most importantly, guys, it's having conversations. And that's a whole nother episode. But if you focus on having conversations and get out of a content consumption and doing everything yourself, you focus on the conversation, you focus on working with your dream customer, that is the cash flow that then will allow you both the words and the expert to attract the dream customer, right? And so I think one of the most profound things that we have done this year is launching Video Marketing Made Easy. And I think that really changed the trajectory for us in the way that we work with people and the way that we design our programs. They are not hubs full of stuff, because I have read every single one of the comments and people want to get back time so they can finish a course. So therefore, like they feel like they need more accountability. They need what's working is not working, and all of that. I just like want to throw that away. I want to continue to encourage you in the momentum of micro steps every single day. Which I think my Siri just went off. What just happened? My Siri just went off. But part of that is the strategy or the trending strategy of growing my social media metrics. Okay, there's a difference in what we're going to talk about in growing metrics and being present on social media platforms. Do you want to dive into that, Cassie?
Yes, yes. Like this is where we turn the lights on and we have a conversation about, this ugly little monster that gets into our heads, and now start measuring our effectiveness, our impact, our value, our worth based on vanity metrics in social media. How many people are following us? How many people are sharing? How many people are liking? How many, and the thing about it is, I already had stepped away emotionally from this as an agency owner, because like when you really start running the numbers in your business, even if $1 million is not your goal, like, like there's $30 million, $20 million, $1 million companies, like reverse engineer what your goal is with what you offer, and the number that you come up with, you don't need millions and millions and millions of fans or followers. You need like 100 core people who know exactly what you do, respect what you do, and that are well connected for you to have a network with conversations, a network to contribute to collaborate with, that will personally refer you clients. And then that goes back to number one with the ads and expanding your reach. The only marketing plan that you will need when you create results is sharing results, period. Like game over at that point. So when we let go of not creating content because we feel we've been rejected by the millions of people and the billions of people out there in the world, when we let that go and we realize we only need to connect with one person at a time, 10 people at a time, turns into 100 people, turns into 1,000 people. That's all we need. And you do that on a consistent basis, and it becomes a snowball effect. You've showed up for a year while someone else is still chasing numbers that don't mean anything.
Which I think, I mean, all of these 3 points really kind of work interchangeably with one another, right? So the vanity metrics, my take on social media, and I've got to give credit where credit is due, was our coach, Colton Havens. He was our YouTube coach, and he's our partner in Video Marketing Made Easy. And what Colton will say is just publish the video on the platform that you are most comfortable with. That's the start. That's the start. As kids, like, we learn through doing. And that's with Video Marketing Made Easy. What we saw is people didn't say, what if? It was just publish the video, and now let's check that box and move forward. If you think about your organic strategy, the idea is to be present. And if these 100 people are going to seek you out, what are they going to do? They're going to stalk you. And they want to see that you're present on social media, right? If we're stuck in a perfection mode, point number 2, then we're going to learn a platform. That's the only platform that we're going to be on. We've got to get to a certain number so we can do the certain thing. Oh, now this platform is taken off. Okay, let me go over here. Let me try this. But if we just really tick off social media as a part of the process in our business for the know, like, trust, we're done. Think of them as commercials. It's brand awareness. That's all it is. And when you have an organic strategy like that and you check it off at the beginning of the day and you're done, then anything that you do paid traffic wise is going to amplify that. And then the perfect funnel, the website, whatever, if you've done it messy, then you've figured out like all of the things that will attract the dream customer. And part of being an entrepreneur is like the love of learning, whether you admit it or not. There's always going to be something that we can improve on, that we can perfect, that we can do. And so quitting the trending strategies, it freed up our time, and it really helped us to focus on what's most important, which is having conversations with our dream customer. And along the way, some of them are not our dream customer. And those are probably more important conversations, because those allow us to have boundaries and know exactly what Cassie and I want to do on the daily. Oh my gosh, this is such a good episode.
So good. So good. So thank you for joining us for this deep dive and to how to quit the things that are hanging over your head. You know, it's essentially, it's so empowering when you choose to leave permanently, like that comparison loop, where it's like, okay, when you are learning and when you are researching and it's saying, you know, these are the top trends, right? Like what Rhonda said, I encourage you to be like, okay, but does that work with my personality? Does that work with my business model? Does that work the way that I'm aligned with my soul and what I want to create? Because as in our philosophy, and you guys have probably heard it through several of these episodes, is you make the rules, right? So trends are one thing, but if they don't align with what you want to create, it is totally okay to be like, you know what, that's cool, but it's not for me. And to have that back to neutral and that confidence in yourself and making that decision. I even had the biggest struggle with the word quitting, right? Like I'm not a quitter. I don't quit anything. And now it is like, if it's not serving me, boom, it is out of my life. And I am not giving a tear to it, which is saying a lot because like I cry easily, but it's like no lost energy, no lost emotion if it's not getting me closer to my goal of impacting and serving more people. Nobody's got time for that. So thank you for joining this episode. Rhonda, do you want to share with them a call to action of how they can get some resources of what we've created on our new website, freedomtoimpact.com? Like, it feels so good to say that now.
I know, like we have one central location now. And so now you can go and you can see like what the copywriting for creatives. So you can see the copy that we've done. You can see Melina's amazing design around the copy, which is that's the way it's intended, not necessarily a plug and play template. Start with plug and play. Just start with plug and play. Figure out the conversation, right? But go to freedomtoimpact.com and we love this. Just tell me what to do quiz. Tell me what to do, right? All you got to do is go to our website and take the quiz and we will help you get started.
Awesome. Y'all have a great day.
Bye. Thanks for spending some time with us today. Click the link. It's the first link. We make it super simple for any of the tools and resources that we talked about in today's video, helping you make it easy for your freedom to impact.